For this video, we're going to be looking at example 3 in the circumference section of our Math 021 lesson. So for this example 3, we have what kind of looks like a pill kind of shape or a track shape. The top part here, if we look at that, that's 7.2 feet is only the straight portion there on the top. So it would stop there at the stopping point, and I could draw another vertical line there to show the other half of my circle, because basically what we have here are circles on each end of a rectangle. Okay, so since we're doing circumference perimeter here, you need to be careful, because remember, we're only going to be using the numbers on the outside. So I will use the 7.2 feet at the top. I'll also have down here on the bottom of our figure another 7.2. And then for the ends or the sides, more ends since they're curved, that curve, that's part of a circle. So I'm going to have to use circumference to determine that. Now if I put those two, as I've highlighted them, orange pieces together, they'd make a whole circle. So I can just find the circumference of my whole circle. If I only had part of a circle, then maybe I'd have to divide it in half. But again, since we have the two halves, we can use that as one circle. So when I'm doing this, my perimeter, I'm going to have perimeter of the rectangle. But for this, only top and bottom, not the end pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to have circumference of the circle. Okay, so for my rectangle, then I'm only going to have 7.2 plus 7.2. Okay. And then for the circle, we're going to have to use our circumference formula. So remember, for circumference, that would be 2 pi r, okay, or pi times diameter, depending on what you're given, whether you have the radius or the diameter. In this case, I'm going to use the pi d, or pi times diameter, because that 4.8 in our figure there, that is the diameter of the circle. Also the end of the rectangle that we're not going to put in our perimeter, but it is the diameter of our circle. So for that one, we would have pi times 4.8. Remember, when you're putting this into your calculator, you must use the pi button on your calculator. You cannot use 3.14. Okay, so let me pull up my calculator over here. Okay, and I'm going to add together that 7.2 from the top and the other 7.2 from the bottom, plus the circumference of my circle, pi times 4.8, which is our diameter. Okay, 7.2 plus 7.2 plus pi times 4.8, and enter. So we get 29.4796, and that keeps going. Our direction said to the nearest hundredth, so remember that's 2 decimal places. So 29.48, and the unit on this is feet, so that would be feet. So that would be the perimeter circumference of our shape there.